Your ability to develop and use your inborn creativity will determine your success in life as much or more than any other single factor. Each time you focus your mind on solving a problem and come up with an idea or an insight, you actually experience a positive feeling of excitement, energy, and joy. Using your creativity systematically gives you a greater sense of control over your life, boosts your self-esteem, and moves you ahead toward achieving your goals. Creativity is vital to your success. We've all heard the statistic that the average person uses less than 10% of his or her mental capacity. Well, recent research at Stanford University suggests it is closer to 2%, surely not more than 5%. It means that compared to what you could be, you are only enjoying a small part of your existing potential. Children tested between the ages of 2 and 4 test out at 95%, highly creative. When the same children are tested later at age 7, only 4% of them are still highly creative. Between the ages of 4 and 7, children who are naturally curious, and by the way, curiosity is a hallmark of creativity, are told over and over to stop asking so many questions. The innate curiosity and creativity are stifled, and the child begins to conform in order to be free of criticism and the feelings of guilt and inferiority caused by criticism. As adults, most people resist change, fear new things, avoid asking questions, and stick rigidly to the established ways. The two major obstacles to creative thinking are, first, homeostasis, which means clinging to the status quo or trying to continue acting and thinking in habitual ways, as I just mentioned. The second is psychosclerosis, which is a hardening of the attitudes evidenced in rigidness of thinking and the refusal to consider alternatives. You can tell how open and flexible your thinking is by seeing how easily you can make 3 statements or admissions. How easily can you say, "I was wrong. I made a mistake," especially to your children, to your spouse, and to your subordinates. How easily can you say, "I changed my mind. I thought it over and I've changed my mind." And how easily can you say, "I don't know," or "I don't know, but I'll find out." And you can improve by practicing these 3 statements. Say them over and over until they flow naturally out of you. However, Einstein said, every child is born a genius. You were born a genius. And the wonderful thing about your genius is that you still have it. Creativity is your natural birthright. It is as much a part of you as your heart and lungs. It doesn't die with lack of use. It simply goes into hibernation, and you can wake it up and activate it in your life whenever you decide to. Today, and the very first step to performing like a genius is to accept the fact that deep inside you lies a vast storehouse of wisdom, intelligence, and creativity that you habitually fail to use. Remember, you cannot achieve more just by working longer, harder hours. You must also work smarter. Intelligence is not simply EQ. Intelligence is a way of acting when confronting problems. Many geniuses have ordinary IQs. They are geniuses because they use their minds better than others do. There are basically 3 qualities of genius. First, geniuses have an open, almost childlike mind. They are receptive to many different ways of exploring a problem. They engage in what is called divergent thinking, and they let their minds consider many approaches to a solution. The second quality of genius is the ability to concentrate intensely, single-mindedly, without diversion or distraction on one thing at a time, bringing all their mental powers to bear on one issue, like a laser beam cutting through steel. The third quality of genius is the ability to approach every problem systematically, using an orderly process to reach sound, well thought out conclusions. First, let me mention some very important points with regard to creative thinking. The more positive you are, the greater will be the quantity and quality of ideas you come up with. The more you laugh when you're working on a problem, the more likely it is for you to come up with unique ideas and insights. Conversely, tension, stress, anxiety, fear actually shut down large parts of the brain. So try to stay calm, positive, and relaxed when solving a problem. Look for the good in each difficulty you face, or look for something funny in the situation. Confidently expect to find something positive in any adversity or setback, even just a valuable lesson. This exercise really works and will help you to be more creative and more constructive in any situation. Now, here's systematic method number 1, described by Earl Nightingale in his wonderful audio cassette program, Lead the Field. First, write out your most important problem or obstacle in the form of a question at the top of a blank sheet of paper. For example, your goal may be to earn $30,000 per year. Your question would be, what can I do to earn $30,000 per year? Write out 20 answers to your question and stay at it until you have the full 20 answers. Often, answer number 20 will be worth more than all the other 19 answers put together. Then, select one of your answers or solutions and implement it immediately. You can implement as many as you have time for, but be sure to go to work on at least one. This simple exercise will give you clarity, focus, and energy, and more people have become wealthy using this 20-idea method, what I call mindstorming, than by any other single method of creative thinking. Unlocking your amazing mind to achieve goals or solve problems always begins with clarity and decisiveness. The more clear you are about what you want, the more rapidly your mind will go to work to bring it to you. Another simple mindstorming exercise you can use is to first write out a clear answer to the question. What am I trying to achieve? Avoid or preserve? Be as specific as possible. Then quickly write down every detail of the problem. Often, the exact answer you're looking for will emerge as you write. When a problem or obstacle is more complex or not amenable to a quick solution, here is a powerful, systematic method you can use, alone or in conjunction with others. It has 9 simple steps. Step 1, approach the problem as though there were a simple, logical solution just waiting to be uncovered. This attitude of confident expectation keeps the mind positive and enhances creativity. Step 2, use positive language. The language that you choose affects the way that you think and how clearly you think about any issue. Instead of the word problem, which is a negative word, use the word situation, which is a neutral word. Or better yet, use challenge, which is a positive word, or even better, opportunity. Step 3, ask, what exactly is the situation in writing? As they say in medicine, accurate diagnosis is 50% of the cure. Probably half of the problems or situations that you wrestle with in the course of the day can be defined if you'll simply define them accurately. Step 4, ask, what are all the possible reasons or causes for this situation? Now, this is an extremely important step because if you do not remove the causes, you may solve the particular situation, but you will leave the causes in place and the situation will repeat itself. And wherever you see a situation that occurs over and over again, what it means is that the causative factors have not been dealt with, even though a temporary solution has been implemented. Step 5, make a decision. Often, any decision is better than no decision. Develop the habit of decisiveness. As soon as you make a decision, you begin to get feedback, which enables you to correct the decision and gives you more feedback, which enables you to continue to correct. And the very most successful people in every field are decisive. Step 6, assign specific responsibility. Who exactly is going to carry out the decision? If it's you, accept the responsibility. If it's someone else, make it very clear to them what they're expected to do. Step 7, set a deadline for completion. Now, this is very important. If you have not set a timeline and made your decision time specific, all you've simply done is had an interesting discussion, but you have not solved the situation or the problem. And finally, step 8, take action as soon as possible. Get going, get busy, get to work on it. One of the things that we have found over and over again is that the surest way to deal with a major problem is to bring all your energies to bear on it as soon as you possibly can and stay with it nonstop until the problem is resolved. Finally, if you can't solve your problem using the methods we've discussed, here are some focused questions you can pose to stimulate creativity. Here's one of my favorites. 1, what are you trying to do? 2, how are you trying to do it? How are you going about accomplishing what you're trying to do? Remember, if you're pursuing a particular course of action, and you have nothing but problems along that course of action, it may indicate that the course of action or the plan is incorrect. Question 3. What are your basic assumptions? What are you assuming? What are your assumptions? Both your conscious and your unconscious assumptions. Number 4. Could they be wrong? Incorrect assumptions lie at the root of every failure. Whenever you find yourself experiencing frustration in achieving a particular goal, almost invariably you have made incorrect assumptions. You have to go back into the history of the situation and say, what assumptions have we made here? Question 5. What if you did exactly the opposite of what you are doing right now? Consider doing exactly the opposite of your current course of action, and then think about doing the opposite of that. Very often, you'll come up with some very creative ways to approach the situation. Be willing to draw a line under everything you're doing today. Imagine starting over with a clear slate, knowing what you now know differently. What would you change? What would you get into or get out of? Most of all, what are you going to do about it? When are you going to do it? Here are 7 points to remember on creativity. As long as there are people's needs unmet and human problems unsolved, there are opportunities for you to innovate and move ahead. All you need to do is be 10% new in any field to start a fortune. Look for ways to improve what is being done by doing it faster, cheaper, better, easier. Improvements of any kind offer great opportunity. Look into yourself for the solutions to the dilemmas that you face every day. Read continually in your field, research, study, take courses, attend trade shows. Sure, it's time, consuming, and hard work. That's why failures never do it. To increase your income, look continually for new ways to give people what they want. Look at what your competition is doing successfully. Learn from them, copy them if necessary, and then do it better. Cherish your mistakes and learn from your failures. They contain valuable lessons that you will need to be successful. Approach every problem or difficulty as though it were sent to make you smarter and stronger. Finally, learn to trust your intuition. Trust yourself. Remember that you are a genius to the degree to which you accept your genius and act upon it, applying your wonderful mind to the challenges of opportunity that confront it.